Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with Zebu Nation. We're back with FC Cincinnati in the 2022 MLS regular season, and it's winding down. It's coming to an end. There are 4 games remaining. If you saw our last episode, you saw that we won the Champions Cup. Outstanding victory. We dominated Mexican side Toluca. And it was just, another feather in our cap for this season where we're winning all the championships. But there's one championship that might elude us this season, and that could be the Supporters' Shield, although we have crawled our way up to 5th place. After 30 games, we got 14 wins. Yeah, ever since I shrunk the text, you can't get everything in one window. Anyway, here we are. After 30 games, we got 14 wins, 9 draws, 7 losses. A lot of draws this season. We haven't quite, we went through that period in the middle of the season where we just couldn't pull out any wins because we were, so depleted from playing in Champions League. But anyway, we're past that. We're crawling our way up the standings, and we're looking pretty good. Major League Soccer Eastern Conference, 2nd place. We've secured a playoff spot already. It's just a matter of where are we going to finish. Chicago is 1 point behind us, also 1 game behind us, whereas we're 1 game behind DC United, but 7 points behind DC United. So they could put us away with a win, I think, in their next game. Yeah, that would put them 10 points up with 3 games to go if they win and we lose this next game. So we basically, if we have any shot at winning the conference or winning the Supporters' Shield, we've got to win out and hope that DC United falls apart. Let's take a look at our schedule here. You saw that Champions Cup victory. You probably saw that also we lost to Chicago 2-1. Had a nice victory, 2-0 versus New York City. But a 2-1 loss to New York Red Bull. So we've been up and down these last couple of weeks. So now's the time to buckle down. We got to win these 4 games, get that playoff push started right now, and it starts with our game versus Atlanta. Now there's several games going on today that have some, or at least this week, that have some implications. DC United versus Toronto FC. Toronto has moved up into playoff position. They could really secure themselves with a victory, but it's going to be tough sledding against DC. Cincinnati and Atlanta, that's always a big matchup. Atlanta's a little bit down right now in 9th place. I'm not sure that they really have a realistic shot at the playoffs. I mean, outside chance they could catch New York City, but for the most part it's New York City, New York, and Montreal fighting for that last playoff berth in the East. So New York City faces Columbus. Let's see, Montreal and Philadelphia, so that's a pretty big matchup, 7th versus 4th. New York versus Minnesota. They should probably win that one. The big game of the week is probably Houston versus LAFC. 1st place versus 3rd place in the West. It's a preview of what you're probably going to see in the Western Conference playoffs. Those are 2 of the best teams out there. So, a lot of exciting matchups going on today, but we're going to focus on Atlanta United. Restricted transfer window closes today, so rosters will be frozen. Well, rosters are already frozen as of midnight. So we can't make any other moves. We got who we got, and that's what we got to go with for the rest of the season. Atlanta United, we are 7-4 favorites. We're 2nd in the league. Inconsistent form. Look at that, win-loss, win-loss, win. Atlanta, excellent form. 4 wins and a draw in their last 5. They have won 7 of the last 10 meetings against FC Cincinnati. So this Atlanta really has been our bogey team. Had a lot of problems against them. Take a look at Atlanta United. What are they up to these days? Still have Kiko in goal. Escobar. Their defense is a little bit rearranged. They do have Elvis Powell back there. Pablo Diego's an excellent player, worth $5.75 million. Sebastian Lletget, they picked him up. I don't remember them having Lletget. Blondie and Smolov up top. They picked those guys up a couple seasons ago. See transfer history. What have they done? They brought in Muniz way back when, back in February. They lost a player for $15K. They sent out Sergio Amenderes, 19-year-old Spaniard. Okay, guess they really didn't want that guy. Seems like a strange move. Just get rid of a 19-year-old like that. I guess he must not have been very good. Have they made any trades worth anything? Let's see. Can we sort by date, perhaps? There we go. So they made a trade with Portland in June. They traded away Novakovic for a couple of draft picks. So Atlanta's pretty much stayed pat. Mark Watson is their head coach. Canadian, formerly head coach at Minnesota. I don't know about this guy. He's not really what you think of when you think of an Atlanta coach. Like, you normally think of them as like offensive type guys. I mean, he's a good motivator, got determination, fitness, defending. So that's kind of the, he's like a gritty style coach. You'd think he'd have a team that was fit, that played defense, that was determined and motivated. Maybe that's what Atlanta needs, but that's not necessarily what they've been in the past. So that's an interesting coaching move there. Let's get to our team selection here. On the bench, we got some familiar names. We have more guys with injuries, and we just couldn't put guys in there. Butcher, I guess we could slide him back into the lineup, but at this point he's completely unfit, so I don't know about that. Same with Richie Salvador, Sonora, Wadey, Crispum, still he's resting now because he was unfit. This is the team we got. I'm pretty sure this is just what we're going with. The good news is that after the last game, Blackman and Carlton now have a connection. So that's outstanding. They've reached the requisite number of games where they can have a connection. And so now we got connections everywhere on the field. And that's going to be important. If Sonora is going to be out, it's important to have Carlton, in with the team. So here we go. Diouf, Stevenson, Richards, Glad, Blackman, Alashi, Akechi, DeVries, Acosta, Carlton, and Przbilko. The exact same lineup we had in the Champions Cup. They've got Kiko in goal. Forlini, Escobar, Powell. Gosselin. 6 appearances, 10 off the bench. Hairston. Played 31 appearances, so he's been a regular starter for them. There's Diego. Got to keep an eye on him. 7 assists on the season. It's not terrific. Legit. How's he playing this year? Sort of average. He has played in 32 games, though. Busio. 19 starts, 2 goals, and Blondie up top. So they're going with a little bit of a modified 4-4-2. It's more of like a 4-2-2-1-1 weird situation, but I guess they're trying to play a little bit more defensive. We'll see if they've got the players to play that way, because that has not been the Atlanta United style as of recently. So we'll close down on Busio, press him. Everybody else, I think we're good. So there we go. Tunnel talk. Cincinnati suffered defeat the last time they met Atlanta. Yeah, we want to win every match. It's fine. Here we are. Not necessarily a sellout. Home crowd. Guess we didn't really go over the matchup, but you'd think we'd be up for Atlanta United, but maybe not. Maybe our fans are expecting a loss. It hasn't been, as you saw, hasn't been good sledding against Atlanta United. All right. Let's see what we can do, boys. Let's make amends for previous matches. So far, we're looking all right. 6.7. Still have Coachella on in the background. New band is on stage, which I have not heard yet. Can't really give you a report on them, unfortunately. Here we go, Akechi. Sending one in, headed out by Diego, but Carlton grabs it. Carlton fires off the crossbar. DeVries is going to gather it in, I hope. I think he does. And then wings it off an Atlanta defender. Richards trying to get back in position, and there ends the highlight. Okay. I saw a band earlier today, the Interrupters. A band that I've seen before, but they're pretty cool. I like them. They're like I don't know. They're sort of a punk band. At least they call themselves a punk band. But to me, they sound like a ska band without the horns, if that makes any sense. But they're good. You know, whatever their sound is, whether it's punk or ska or whatever, it's pretty good. They've got like sort of an early No Doubt kind of feel to them, sound to them. I almost went out and saw Hellboy earlier today, but I saw the reviews and that was terrible. So we're not going to go see the Hellboy movie, even though I see most of the comic book movies. So instead, coming back and recording some FC Cincinnati, which that first half was horrific. That was one of the most boring first halves ever. 6 shots, 1 on target. They had 2 shots, none on target. So we're really clamping down defensively. They've got 61% possession, no shots on target. That's crazy. That is crazy talk. I think we need to do something about that. Let's dial it back. I think we're going to dial it back. Go to balanced mentality, shorter passing. Let's see if we can, get some of that possession back. Dressing room, pep talk. We should challenge the team to go out and prove a point. All right, let's be passionate. We owe Atlanta for what happened last time out and last 10 times out. All right. Again, it's one of the drawbacks of not watching the full game, or at least extended highlights. It's hard to tell exactly what you're doing wrong. 39% possession is obviously something we're doing wrong. Here's DeVries. Sends one in. Oof. Kiko grabs it out of the air. The old man is still playing well. 35 or 36 years old by now. Still has a leg. Booted that one all the way downfield. Richards a little bit out of position there. Let's go. So, yeah, look at how far back Atlanta is dropping. Look at all the space, and then it constricts right at the end. Drops it back to Acosta. So, yeah, shorter passing, more control is definitely the way to go. Oh, great pass forward to Przybylko. Can't finish. .48 minutes. So now we're starting to get some highlights. This is what we're looking for. Atlanta back to Stevens. Son. Catchy DeVries. Look at all the space they're giving DeVries. He's just gobbling it up. Getting it to Acosta. Can he get the shot? He does, and he scores. That's what we needed. We needed a little bit of patience. If Atlanta's just going to sit back defensively, then we're going to have to take up that space rather than trying to bomb it forward. There's Acosta just, again, way out. Outside the semicircle. But, hey, at this point, this is the game. We gotta just live up to it. If the match engine's going to let us score from long shots, we're going to take long shots. That's just how it has to be. Now, I do want to make a sub here. I want to take out Przybylko, bring in Hitman. Whoa, undo, not DeVries, Przybylko. If we're going to have to work the ball in the box, I'd rather have Hitman out there poaching it up, rather than the target man. Uh-oh. We've caused a disturbance in the force. Atlanta might get a highlight here. Unacceptable. Might they get a shot on goal? That would be terrible. Goslin. Bucio. There's Diego. There's the guy we really got to watch. And we're not watching him. DeVries, where you at? Stevenson, where you at? There he is. With the just monstrous tackle. He loves those big tackles. Acosta's got so much room he doesn't know what to do. DeVries knows what to do. Get it forward. Gets it to the Hitman. Drops it back to Alashi. Blackman again coming forward. Out wide to Carlton. Can Carlton make a play? He scoops one in for the Hitman who gets the header. And what was that? The keeper left it on the goal line. Just sitting there. Denied Hitman his goal. He's scored this season, I'm pretty sure, but he doesn't have a ton of goals. Out wide, Stevenson sends one in. It is sent right back out, but Richards is there to pick it up, the last line of defense, considering our fullbacks have all gone charging forward. Catchy DeVries. Is Stevenson on the attack or something? DeVries gets it forward to the Hitman. He turns. He fires. Wide. Stevenson is on the attack. Let's dial that back, buddy. I mean, I appreciate your effort, but let's dial it back. Powell's got a yellow card. Atlanta's got some really average-looking stats at the moment, whereas we're playing pretty well. Acosta, 8.3. Blackman, 7.1. Defense in general playing decently. Stevenson, a little wild. It's probably his attacking has probably attributed that. I think that attacking command came from when we were playing Nuhu. We had Nuhu in there. We had Carlton in at left wing, inside forward. I sent one in. DeVries heads it out. Legit's a guy who Oh, get out of here. That better not be a penalty kick. This referee's going to go to the VAR to see, did he have a toe inside the box? So what's the rule on that? Does he have to be like fully in the penalty box, or does any part of him have to be in when he's fouled? VAR says it happened outside the box. All right, so they're going to get a free kick from right there. This could be dangerous. I don't know what 18 is doing. There he is. He's backed up to little Powell with his yellow card and all. He's going to try to bend one in. No, not a chance. Not a chance. Get out. If he was left-footed, that probably would have been better. But a right-footer trying to bend one in from that angle is pretty difficult. Akechi is down to 60%. We need to get him out of there. Move Alashi up. Make him the central midfielder. And then bring in Arce Jr. Okay. Here we go. Another highlight. 84 minutes. Still got the 1-goal lead. DeVries. He's got... Oh, that was a weird pass. He had Arce just sitting there. There's Arce, man. Drops it back to Alashi. He tries one. He bends one. That was a wild shot. Maybe we should try working it into the box a little bit. Waste some time. 88 minutes. 89. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Here's Atlanta with a throw-in. Powell. Smolov now in the game. Gets it to Diego. With Darlington Nagbe in the game now. They're bringing in some names we recognize. Nice header by Glad. Alashi gathers it in. He gets the ball stolen. Oh, come on. All you had to do was clear the ball. Alas, you just sort of futzing around with it. All right. I'm going to move Carlton down to the midfield. I'm going to bring in Mark Smith. That stinks. That stinks. To lose 2 points that way at this time of year is not what we need at all. There's Smith getting forward to Acosta. Acosta's going to shoot it. Kiko with the save. Smith's going to try to chase it down. He does, but he gets murdered, and there's the whistle. Oh, Cincinnati will have the happier set of supporters. I don't know about that. I'm not happy about that at all. Performance is disappointing. Yeah, simply put, not good enough. We should have won that one. That could have crushed any chance we had at winning. Yeah. DC United has now qualified for the top spot, meaning we can't catch them. 9 down with 3 games to go. So the best we could do is tie them if they lose their last 3 and we win the last 3. But apparently, not. All right, we'll come back for our second game here versus Montreal. And then we'll see after that. So we're going to pause it. Okay, we're back for the second game. Looking at the standings, DC United just needs 1 single point, and they can secure themselves the top spot in the Eastern Conference. And today they will be taking on New England, who's 10th. So, yeah, that's not going to be too good. New England is out of the playoffs, so they don't really have much to play for. Meanwhile, we're going to be playing Montreal, and I believe Montreal's fighting for a playoff spot, perhaps. Take a look at, we'd have to look at the Western Conference for that, I suppose. No, Montreal's in the East. What am I thinking? They're 36 points, so yeah, they're 4 points back of New York City, so they need a win big time. They need this win to stay in playoff relevance, so we'll see. 6-4 favorites on the road at Saputo Stadium. 17,000 tickets sold. 48 degrees and breezy. So they've got the home advantage, although we have won 7 of the last 9 against Montreal. We've not lost to Montreal ever, so that's pretty good. They got a couple of guys out. We have no team news to speak of. They are an aggressive team. Their potential weakness is goals against. That's not good against us, considering we do like to score goals. Although recently it hasn't been, any sort of goal-scoring fest. We've won some games 1-0. Let's see. They got a Generation Adidas player in the lineup. Quintana. I think he's the guy that we wanted to draft first, but they got to him. Yeah, left winger. Speed, dribbling, yeah, he's pretty good. Abu Danladi, they still got him up top, 26-year-old. He's sort of average. Overall, their team looks kind of young. Looks like maybe they've got some room to improve. I don't know. They got some veterans sprinkled in there. 19-year-old at right wing, so their wingers at least are young. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. They need the victory more than we do. We're kind of... I think we're kind of set at this point, where we're not going to win Supporters Shield most likely unless there's a miracle of some sort. But you know what? We can still keep fighting. Same lineup as last game. Didn't change a thing. So we shall see. Set opposition instructions. Shamit Shome is in there. Fontana, Quintana, Potato, Let's go. Looks like a pretty solid crowd there. All right, so we are in the whites. They are, of course, in the black and blue. There's a catchy again, scoring on the free kick. That's definitely his deal this year. I think most of his goals have been free kicks and penalty kicks. There he is, just bends one in there long, gets a hand on it, but he can't stop it. So there we go. Up 1-0. They got Jaguar in there. Oh, here we go. De Vries now taking the long free kick. Sends it up. Glad's hunting for it. Glad gets a head on it, but can't get it on target. You could see him. He was hawking that ball. So again, with the other team having lots of possession, but not any good chances, not any good opportunities. So that's fine, I guess. And so far, our chances have all come on set pieces. So maybe this attacking and bombing the ball downfield stuff, maybe the league has caught on to it. Nope, here's Blackman. St. Jaguar heads it out. Stevenson, not on attack anymore, but still on support, so he's come up in support. He's got it out wide, triple covered out there. They're keeping an eye on Stevenson for some reason, but they're letting Acosta go. He's going to get to his spot and score. Acosta, Steph Curry of MLS. He's just hitting those three-pointers. I mean, Stevenson drawing a double coverage is pretty good. That helps out. You know, if they're going to double team him, be my guest. That leaves a lot of firepower single covered on the rest of the field. All right, 2-0. This is sort of what we've been expecting, sort of what we want this team to start doing to people again. You know, it's been a little frustrating, and there we go. Carlton right on contact, so that's going to bring on the youngster, Mark Smith. Now, he's played well in his chances. He's getting better. He's improving. He's got the speed and aggression that we like. You know, he's got a little bit of flair, a little bit of dribbling, crossing, corners. You know, he's a little guy, 5'7", but, you know, he makes up for that with his speed and quickness. Here we go, Blackman throwing in. There's Smith right on cue. Good pass, touch pass to Acosta, who fires in another one, this time left-footed. He's just showing off at this point. Doesn't matter what foot he uses, as long as he gets to that spot, it's good. It's like that old Nintendo game, Double Dribble. Like as long as you got to a certain spot on the court, you could make a three-pointer. There it is, just bang, left foot. How do you do? 7th goal of the season. Assist from Smith, so he came in and made an immediate impact. Now, what I'm worried about for Carlton isn't just that he's got a potential groin injury, but that's going to make him more upset because now we can't get him playing time. The groin injury is one of those things that can linger, you know, can keep you in and out of the lineup. You can feel good and then stretch it out, and suddenly you're back on the bench. Richards and Alash with the yellow card. Can we tell those guys to back off? Przybylko's booked, ease off tackles. All right. So 3-0 at halftime's pretty good. I think we can drop back. Balanced. Shorter, time waster. Work the ball in the box. All right. Pep talk. We don't need much of a pep talk here. We'll hand it over to the assistant. Get out. Get out. Let's go. Start the second half. So we're going to have to focus on the playoffs. Got to win that MLS Cup. The boards... I mean, the board didn't tell us to win the Supporter Shield. They just said finish around the top of the league, which we are. We're going to finish around the top of the league. Probably, you know, 5th place or better. Here comes Montreal on the attack. A little bit of a build-up here. Schmidt shown to Ramos. Jaguar. Fontana taking it wide on the defense. Can't get too far. Ezekiel just blasts one in. Donladi offside. Get out. The referee. Oh, the video assistant referee has been called on. Okay, let's watch. Yep. He's offside. Get out. Good eyes by the flagman. Flagman doing his flag job, keeping Montreal from any sort of... Still no shots on target. Honestly, I don't know what we're doing defensively that's any different than anything else we've ever done. So I think it's just that these guys have finally gelled. There's Przbilko getting a header. It's like they finally gelled. They finally have such good communication between the 4 guys on the defense. There's a Akechi off the crossbar. And our defensive midfielder. I think those 5 guys combined are just shutting teams down. Because I don't think it's any sort of grand strategy that we're using. We're in the attack most games, so maybe we keep possession, maybe we keep the pressure on the other side, and they just can't get to our side of the field. You know, like we are doing the counter pressing, right? So our defense takes place higher up the pitch, and if they can't break through our line, then they're never going to get any shots on target. Ketchi is exhausted. We'll make this sub again. Valashi. Arsman. We can't move Carlton down to the midfield anymore because he is injured. So this is our only midfield substitution that we can make. I should probably have a different guy on the bench. Maybe somebody other than Nuhu. Have another midfielder on the bench. I don't know. We'll have to work that out. Because so far it seems like our midfield needs many more substitutes than our defense. I mean, look at how well the defense is playing. Everybody over 7 rating. Alashi with a 7.0 rating. So those 5 guys just working in unison, crushing it. Is Alashi playing roaming playmaker? Yeah, we probably should stop that. Put him central midfield. It's not really his thing, playmaking. I mean, he does have 10 passing and 9 vision, so yeah, not really. There we go. Not the most exciting of games that we saw here, but got the victory, 3-0. Take a look. Acosta with those 2 goals. Akechi with a goal before getting taken out. So just sort of a clinical victory over the Impact. That probably crushes their playoff hopes. I can imagine them being out of the playoffs now. Let's see. Quality victory. DC United wins the Supporter Shield. There you go. They've made it official with a victory today. Teams secure the playoff spot. 5 to 6 days for Carlton. Again, just a nagging injury. So something that's going to keep him out of the lineup. Let's see. Philadelphia has won the U.S. Cup. Okay, good for them. So they'll be in the Champions League next year. So there we go. 55 points. We're pretty close to securing the 2nd position. Philadelphia and Chicago still have outside chances to catch us. Montreal has... they're still 4 points back with 2 games to go. So they still have outside chance of catching New York City, but it's going to be a dogfight there for the 6th playoff position. Oh, wait. Are there 7 playoff positions now? No. Wait. Like, is that purple position? Or am I just seeing... I think I'm just seeing things. It looks like a different shade of purple, but it's just the same shade as that. Yeah. Okay. 6 playoff positions. I almost got excited. I almost thought that we got our new playoff format, but no. That's the other database. So we have to switch databases for that to happen. Anyway, we're going to end this video now because I'm just rambling at this point. But we're going to come back. I mean, I guess our last 2 games aren't really that necessary. Orlando and San Jose. What's San Jose up to these days? Probably not much. They're 9th. They're 6 points back. They're probably not going to make the playoffs. So I don't know that we even need to see our last 2 games. Guess we can come back for a regular season finale and then go on into the playoffs. So we're going to do that next time. Until then, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.